Platte Valley Companies and J.G. Elliott celebrate milestone anniversaries Thursday evening in Scottsbluff. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, hundreds were on hand last night for a community block party hosted by Platte Valley Companies on their Scottsbluff campus to help them celebrate milestone anniversaries. Director of Affiliate Services John Massey joined PVC President and CEO Hod Kosman in announcing significant future contributions as part of the celebration. Massey said J.G. Elliott is committed to spending $100,000 supporting nonprofits in the communities that they serve, and PVC will spend $25,000, figures that in both cases will be over and above their typical level of support throughout the region. Kosman also thanked the company's 350 associates, saying people bank with people, and without them, they would not be able to provide the kind of service they do for their customers. PVC celebrating 25 years, while J.G. Elliott 100 years. Well, CASA of Scottsbluff County celebrated their 25th anniversary Thursday evening with the first Scottsbluff-Gehring Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours gathering since last year's emergence of coronavirus. Director Kelsey McBride says one thing that has changed over the years, and even during her time at the helm of the organization, is that the demand for services has increased dramatically.
We average about 100 new cases in our county court system each year for child abuse and neglect cases. And so unfortunately at this time we're only able to serve about 40% of the kids that come into the system just because there's that many. Our numbers here rival a lot of the larger cities in Nebraska.
McBride says the severity of the cases has increased and the pandemic has had an impact, as those adults that usually interact with children during the course of a day and notice signs of abuse were not able to do so. If you're interested in making a huge impact in a child's life, you can find out more by going online to casaofscbcounty.com. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your weekend weather forecast. You'll have that right after the break here on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, you don't have to be like a tortoise and carry your home on your back. They have mortgage experts that can help you finance the home that's perfect for you. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, looking for your next home, or simply want to refinance the home you're in, the experienced lenders at Platte Valley Bank are there to help. Contact them at pvbank.com or call and visit with one of the mortgage experts to take advantage of great rates at Platte Valley Bank.
If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area, you and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
Logos in Gehring is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gehring.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
We're going to be looking for skies to be partly to mostly cloudy through the evening and even the overnight hours. We're going to be dealing with maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two around, especially early this evening, and those will then move off and leave us with mainly just a quiet weekend. Temps are going to be near normal. We don't see any widespread rain, and then the heat is going to return late in the week next week. Yesterday, we topped out at 89 degrees, a lot cooler out there than what we had been. 70 was our low. We didn't move a whole lot yesterday. Some clouds kept those temps down a little bit more than what we anticipated. Nothing in the rain gauge. We're now a quarter of an inch short for the month of July. And if we don't pick up any rain yet this evening, we're going to end the month below normal. Some areas where we're not concerned about the rain, that is in the high country. We have a flash flood watch out until midnight. This is for the high country of Colorado, even into portions of Wyoming. There's a high country flash flood watch is issued there as well. Slow-moving thunderstorms, the culprit, and over some of those burn scars. Boy, temperatures are all over the map, aren't they right now? 78 in Rapid City, 20 degrees warmer than that in McCook at 98 degrees. Even here in the local area, we've got temps from 78 at Gordon down to 97 in Ogallala. Somewhere in the middle for everybody else, 78 over in Cheyenne as well. That's from some of the rain-cooled air there with some gustier winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour out of the north-northeast. Severe weather threat. We still have a little bit of a severe weather threat here in our area as we go through the evening hours tonight. Going to be dealing with a large portion of Nebraska under the gun for some of this severe weather, including some of our area here as well. Again, that area shifts on further to the southeast of us. Now for tomorrow and again on Sunday, I think the severe weather threat, even the thunderstorm chance threat, going to be pretty small here across the region. Can't deal with rule out a few isolated showers and storms, but that should be about it. There's that conglomeration of thunderstorms in the high country. You'll see them try to move a few out here into our area. This model picking up a storm across the southern panhandle, pushing it out into the Sandhills. Heavy rain going to fall with any of the storms tonight. Can't rule out a strong storm as well. Temps a little cooler behind that front, upper 50s and low 60s for lows. For tomorrow, we start the Saturday off and your weekend off with a few clouds. We clear out for a little bit. It'll be partly cloudy through the morning hours, and then we turn cloudier through the afternoon. Again, just an isolated shower or thunderstorm. That's about it. They're going to be hit or miss, but there's enough moisture in the air. It's not going to take much to push out a thunderstorm or two. Temperatures cooler tomorrow. Look at Cheyenne, only in the 70s, 80s for most of us tomorrow. Some areas, Kimball over towards Wheatland, maybe only in the low 80s for tomorrow. And precip over the next 36 hours, again, going to be scattered. If you get under some of that, you'll notice this particular model showing that band of rain from Kimball up through Mullen could pick up some very decent moisture. I doubt Kimball exactly is going to get 2 2/3.
What a year 2020 was. Now's the time to get out and travel this summer to see family and friends you were not able to see this last year. Spend more time enjoying your trip by flying United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with daily flights to and from Denver. Reserve your flight today and remember United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. And don't forget, Thrifty Car Rental is here for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and hitch a ride with your BFF, Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
The summer heat is back, but you can keep your cool with new windows and doors from Renewal by Anderson of Wyoming. That's right, Christmas in July is back. And for a limited time, Renewal by Anderson is offering 20% off and no payment, no money down, and no interest for 18 months. That means no payment until 2023 and 20% off every window and door. Call 307-215-7493 and schedule your free in-home estimate from Renewal by Anderson of Wyoming today.
Welcome back. Every 2 years, the voters of Scottsbluff elect several council members to represent residents on the issues that matter most. However, in 2021, there have been several council members who have missed more than their fair share of meetings. This year, there have been 15 regular council meetings, a joint meeting with the Scottsbluff School Board, and this week's budget workshop session for a total of 17 meetings. So far, Councilmember Terry Schaub has missed 9 of those 17 meetings, and Councilmember Angela Scanlon missing 6 meetings, including 5 of the last 7. Councilmember Nathan Green has missed 2 meetings, and Mayor Jeannie McCarrigan and Councilmember Jordan Colwell have not missed a single meeting. City Manager Dustin Reef says all of the absences have been excused, but in a perfect world, council members could attend every meeting to allow city business to move forward.
Is it frustrating at times when they're not there? Yeah, it can be, because there's some items that may take more than 3 votes to pass, but we've been aware, and we wouldn't be continuing to propose the excuse of those without valid reasons, and so we have excused all the absences so far this year.
And while the council members may be lacking in attendance at actual meetings, Reef says there's a lot more going on behind the scenes.
You know, if they see something in the community, I mean, they're still taking, people email them or call them or whatever. I mean, they're still doing all of those other duties. I mean, really, the council meeting is only a portion of what they do, and it just happens to be that that's when they come together to make the decisions that I don't have the authority to do as the city manager.
Reef also feels that once Nebraska's state of emergency ended on COVID restrictions, many people, including council members, want to go out and enjoy living after being cooped up for more than a year. And hopefully soon, normalcy resumes and council attendance picks up to higher levels. Well, an attempt to include gender identity lessons in Nebraska's public school curriculum was largely scrapped after an uproar from conservatives, including top state officials who argued that the topics were not appropriate for children. The Nebraska Department of Education announced that it had stricken most of the proposed standards in a new draft released yesterday. The move came after state education officials faced intense criticism from many parents, school boards, state lawmakers, and Governor Pete Ricketts, who held town hall meetings to blast the proposal. Opponents flooded a meeting of the Nebraska State Board of Education, which is an elected board that oversees the agency. And the Nebraska State Patrol says troopers arrested a 31-year-old man who jumped the fence surrounding the governor's mansion in Lincoln and sat down in the mansion's backyard. The Lincoln Journal-Star reports the incident happened Wednesday afternoon when Governor Pete Ricketts was not in the mansion. The patrol says State Capitol Security spotted the man as he scaled the fence and entered the backyard. He was quickly arrested on suspicion of possession of a controlled substance, trespassing, and criminal impersonation because police say he gave officers a fake name. Well, still to come, your Fridays in the Fields, community calendar, and your Friday 5. Stick around. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this. Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
Box Butte General Hospital continues our mission to lead and innovate in healthcare delivery and community wellness. But this isn't just a hospital. This is home to exceptional patient care. This is the greatest place to work, receive care, and practice medicine. This is innovation in action. This is community wellness. This is where specialty clinics fit your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. We are Box Butte General Hospital. This is us. Great things are happening here since 1976.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network. Chad Moyer with you, and our Fridays in the Field segment brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. Back in northeast Nebraska, near Pierce, Nebraska, where we're visiting with Aaron Zimmerman, an organic farmer. Aaron, thanks for visiting with us again here today. First of all, just give us the summary over the last 5 weeks. How has the weather treated you here in Pierce County?
It hasn't been ideal, Chad. It's after we spoke, we had a pretty good storm come through. I think we had a total of about 7 inches of rain, and it all came fast. And we had a lot of wind with it too, so we have a certain percentage of green snap that has yet to be determined. So we got pretty beat up out of the deal, but it at least allowed us to shut our irrigations off for a while.
Yeah, now we're standing in front of an operating pivot here, obviously. What does the soil profile look like? Is there some moisture to be had yet, or do you have some room for maybe some more rains?
We always leave room for rain, or at least we try to. So we kind of try to keep her probably in the three-quarter mark, I suppose. So they got chances of rain coming up here, I think tonight and tomorrow, so hopefully we can get lucky and be able to shut these things off.
Well, let's talk about what's happened in the organic operation since we last visited. We're standing next to a field that looks bare. You had field peas over here, right?
We did. So it was right after the storm came through. We got them harvested out, and that was another one of the things. The storm really didn't do us any favors. It put a lot of them on the ground. But nonetheless, we're able to get her harvested out. And I think the plan is we're going to put that to alfalfa. We'll fall seed alfalfa into it.
Okay. As far as yield goes, yield quality on field peas, don't know much about it, but was it what you expected?
Yeah, I think so. You know, they yield pretty similar to soybeans. They ended up doing 30 bushel though, but we probably left half them on the ground because of that storm. So, you know, you factor that in, I think we can do good growing peas. We just got to have a little better luck next time.
And what's the market for field peas?
Feed mainly, which is what we're going to do with it.
Aaron, we're standing here in a field of soybeans. Last time when we were here, we saw a whole lot more rye as a cover crop in this field. And as you see now, you see a whole lot more soybeans. So kind of bring us up to date. This was an interesting experiment that you had done for this season, right?
It is, and that's, I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, generally with organics, it's tillage to you know, deal with weed pressure. But in this case, it's very minimum till. We're using rye to suppress weeds and grasses. So basically the timeline goes in the spring, you know, normal time you would plant soybeans, say in May, for instance, early May. We disc the corn stalks up to reset the weeds to zero. We plant a very high rate of rye, 3 bushel to the acre in this case. And then we also plant a high rate of soybeans as well. And in this case, we drilled the soybeans here too. And what that does is the rye acts as a weed suppressor while the soybeans are taking their time getting going. And then as time goes, you know, the rye is getting to, it wants to shut down in July anyways. But by that time, the soybeans have some size to them and they're getting ready to start canopying out. So it's kind of a neat handoff.
You know, and obviously there is some time yet to the season here, but you know, as it stands now and as you kind of look at it, are you satisfied with the combination and how it kind of worked out?
Yeah, we're very satisfied. I'm actually surprised. It was looking pretty tough earlier. I mean, the rye looked like it was going to take over and choke everything out. But the soybeans must have had enough energy in the seed that it kept them going. And I think the other key is you plant those soybeans close enough that they kind of have a buddy system and kind of get their own ecosystem to keep them going through while the rye is actively suppressing anything that's trying to compete with it. So, you know, now, I mean, you can look down in the canopy and you'll see brown and yellow dying rye down underneath it.
So, Aaron, as you kind of look at it here, you know, like you say, you look down in the rows, that rye is kind of flattening out. Will that be flat enough come harvest time that it wouldn't affect any harvest operation?
Yeah, it's not going to affect the combine any. It'll be fine. It'll be pretty much dried up and completely shut down at that point. So, you know, now it's solely up to the soybeans to keep the canopy. So where the canopy might not have necessarily been tight enough because of a stand issue or whatever, you know, we'll probably see some weeds poking through. We always have the option of coming through with a weed zapper and knocking down anything that dares reach its head up above the canopy of the beans.
something else this time of year that takes place, whether it's organic or conventional, and that is the control of insects and diseases. And you've been on the forefront of that too with some insect pressure, huh?
Yeah, we do have some insect pressure on some corn. We've got western bean and corn borer that we're dealing with. And fortunately, there is a tool or two that we can use to keep them beat back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How do you combat insects in an organic operation?
So in this case, we're using a product called Pyganic, and it's a pyrethrin that's derived from chrysanthemums.
Well, we're kind of brought up to present now, Aaron. What are the keys for you, now through the end of summer? What are you going to be kind of focusing on?
If the rain doesn't help, it's just keeping pivots going from now on. We've got hay meadow to knock down. That's certified organic as well. We're about done with that. But yeah, other than that, it's just irrigating.
All right, very good. Aaron, thanks so much for the time again. Appreciate it very much. Again, we've been visiting with Aaron Zimmerman from Pierce, Nebraska, an organic farmer here in Pierce County, and our update on Fridays in the Field, brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
New looks and new decor can be found at Compliments for You and Your Home. Check out the newest styles from Tribal, Charlie B, Ethel, and more. Compliments also has the shoes, purses, and jewelry for any occasion. Plus, right now, get 20% off all clearance apparel. While here, take a look at our solar lights and felt birdhouses. Finally, visit our newest addition, Katie Chandler and her salon. All this at Compliments for You and Your Home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scotts Bluff.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
At Platte Valley Investment Center, we believe in personalized planning for your financial goals.
As your retirement income partners, our concern for your success, combined with resources from Raymond James, can help you make confident decisions for your financial future.
Our team of financial advisors will help you make your money work just as hard as you did to earn it. After all, our goal is to help you reach your financial goals.
Call me, Jody Rosiska, or Kevin Fig, Financial Advisors, to set up your free, no-obligation pre-retirement review.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
The 4th Annual Monument Muscle Car Expo, presented by Munoz Construction, will be August 21st from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. at the Aulick Truck Shop, featuring muscle cars, lowriders, classics, off-road vehicles, motorcycles, and more. Call or text 308-225-0685 for more information. Sponsored by Extreme Dents, Munoz Construction, Allstate Insurance, BNC Steel, All-Star Customs, Rural Radio, Paul Reed Construction, and DJ Jammin' J Smooth.
And finally tonight, before we break for the weekend, Alex and Rebel are in with your Friday Five.
Oh, 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 oh.
Are you a Midwesterner?
Or maybe you want to become one?
Well, we have you covered in this week's edition of Friday Five, where we bring you our Midwestern Starter Pack.
At number 5, a Midwestern salad is not complete without some dressing.
That's right. Dorothy Lynch was originally made in St. Paul, Nebraska.
Today, every bottle of Dorothy Lynch is produced with love in a modern 64,000 square foot plant in Duncan, Nebraska, population 351. It's shipped to customers and grocery retailers across the state.
At number 4, we wouldn't be true Midwesterners if we didn't talk about sweet corn.
Sweet corn season is in full swing right now, and actually a lot of people are putting it up to eat later.
Sweet corn comes in a variety of colors, most frequently white, yellow, or bicolor.
Midwest Starter Pack item number 3, football. It may be a sore subject these days, but rain or shine, we show the best support for our Huskers.
And contrary to popular belief, the good old pigskin is not actually pigskin at all.
That's right, footballs are actually made from cow leather.
Go long.
You're awful at throwing footballs!
Midwestern item number 2, puppy chow.
Nope, it's not dog food, it's a Midwestern delicacy.
Oh! It's made by coating Chex cereal in a mix of chocolate, peanut butter, vanilla, butter, and powdered sugar.
And just remember, when you start eating it, you literally won't be able to stop.
And bonus points if you get it from Casey's, because it doesn't get much more Midwestern than that.
And finally, for your Midwestern Starter Pack, we're a little landlocked here in the Midwest, so we have to be creative with our recreational activities.
That's why many of us turn to lakes and rivers for our fun in the sun.
And that's pretty handy considering Nebraska has more miles of rivers than any other state.
Well, I suppose that's been another edition of Friday Five, which is brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Thanks, guys. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.